throw down, and he is going to be out. Nick Jones fires, and Georgia Southern will play in the championship game for the third time in 4 years.
Left center field, Colin Hall coming in hard. Georgia Tech wins.
Two teams one step closer to a tournament title. Welcome to Sports Saturday. I'm Fred Khalil.
I'm Emily Gagnon. 3 teams from Georgia were playing today across the South, so you know that those guys were hot. We get started with Georgia Tech tonight in Raleigh. The Yellow Jackets in the semifinals of the ACC tournament taking on NC State. We picked this one up in the bottom of the 5th, tied at 1. Here's another number 1, Michael Goldberg's first homer of the season. It's a 3-run shot over that tall left field fence. The Jackets have owned that wall this tournament. It's been impressive. Bottom of the 8th we go. Yellow Jackets are adding to the beatdown. Baron Ratcliffe sneaks it by the first baseman into the corner. That scores 2. Tech is now up 7-1. And did I mention the Jackets were laying it on today? Here's Nick Wilhite hitting one back up the middle. 2 more runs come in. 9-1 at that point. NC State would add just 1 more run to their total, but Tech takes it 9-2. Those bats were red hot, and they're going to play for the championship tomorrow.
The leadership on this team is really, really good, and all the young guys, myself, the freshmen, everybody, we look up to them, and there's a lot of energy, and we're just having a great time.
On to Hoover, Alabama. Georgia playing Ole Miss in the SEC tournament semifinals. Top of the 2nd. 1 on, 1 out. Mason Meadows jumps on that pitch. Crushed to left field. 2-0 Dogs on top. Bottom of the 5th, tied at 3. And this is Gray Kessinger for Ole Miss. Sends this one over the wall. 5-3 Rebels. Georgia down to its final out. Riley King with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Pops it up. Dogs won't see the title game this year as Ole Miss beats Georgia 5-3. The Dogs now wait to see where and when they'll play in the NCAA tournament. We're finishing up our tour in Conway, South Carolina. Georgia Southern playing in the Sun Belt tournament. Bottom of the 4th. 2 out, runners on 1st and 2nd. Southern's Christian Avant hits into an out, but look at this. The ball gets away. The Eagles are running. The run scores. Eagles up 1-0. Then look at this play right here. Southern's Mason Miller hits it up the gap, but Troy's Drew Frederick. What a great play and a laser for the out. Top of the 7th, bases loaded, 2 out for Nick Jones. He's from Chattahoochee High. He sits everyone down. He works out of a jam. 3-pitch strikeout. Georgia Southern is headed to their 3rd championship game in 4 years. Eagles win 1-0.
Beginning off in the bullpen, I just knew it was going to be a good day. I was spotting up everything, throwing all my pitches for strikes, and when I got out there, it finally translated how I wanted to, and just felt really confident out there. And I've been trusting my offense all season, but kind of lacked today, but just had to step up and do my job.
All righty, well, the Braves are in St. Louis for Memorial Day weekend. A win tonight would give Atlanta 5 straight series wins. Bottom of the 8th, Braves up 3-2 when Chris Winkler, got hit right in the back with a line shot. The Cards would tie the game at 3. Then Jed Jerko, with 2 on, hit this pitch way out in a hurry. And the Cards win 6-3. The Braves lose in St. Louis. The Braves still could take the series tomorrow.
1 ball, 1 strike. High fly ball, launched deep left center field. Riley has taken it deep.
He has brought a spark to the Braves lineup. We're talking about Austin Riley. The guy was called up on Wednesday. Since then, the Braves have gone 8-2. I mean, the 22-year-old stats really don't lie. Put this game into perspective, Freddie Freeman, the team leader in home runs, has 13 in 52 games.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we started to think about another famous Braves third baseman and decided it would be interesting to maybe compare the two. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? We looked at Riley's first 9 games, and we put that up against Chipper's first 9. Not bad, right?
You know.
Right here, let's take a look. Chipper went 8 for 34 with 6 RBI and no home runs. It would take him 4 more games to get his first homer. He'd finish his rookie campaign with 23 of them. Riley was 14 for 36 with 12 RBI and 5 homers. He has more RBI than games played. He took 2 at-bats to get his first homer, unlike Chipper's 45.
Now, this is, of course, just a snapshot of their careers right now, side by side. Riley could be the club's next best third baseman. Now, remember, the year before that, Chipper was hurt in '94. That was the year of the strike, so he came back and played in the outfield, and then in '95 took over that spot. He was coming off knee surgery, so the combination, of TP and recovery from the torn ACL worked out well for Chipper.
But, you can kind of see the similarities
between no doubt.
these two guys, and we can't argue that Austin Riley, he is a bright prospect. I mean, this team has been doing so well since he's been called up. Well worth it. Only one question left, though, Fred. What will the club do once Ender Inciarte comes back?
That's going to be interesting, because they're going to have to find a spot. I mean, Austin Riley's played his way into the lineup,
yep.
So.
We definitely can't change that.
No, so who knows? I don't know where he ends up.
Have a shot. Have a shot. Yes! Go!
Yes, you heard that right. The Five Stripes were red hot. They broke an MLS record for 5 shutout wins in a row less than 2 weeks ago after beating the Whitecaps in Vancouver. That streak came to an end last Sunday at the Red Bulls. Last night, they lost their 2nd straight in Salt Lake. The Five Stripes trailed most of the match, but Joseph Martinez, the man, gave them hope in the 78th minute with a nice goal. You just saw it there. But they couldn't hold on in extra time. Brad Guzan gave up his 2nd goal of the match, sealing it for real Salt Lake in the 94th minute.
I think anytime you concede in the 90th minute, last kick of the game, it's tough. I mean, it was a long trip out here. We played hard, and we fought for a while to get back into the game and finally tie it. And it's a tough place to play, and they have a good team. So, we would have came out of here 1-1 and been fine with that. So. For sure, that's a tough one. I don't know how they broke down the field, but when Savarino picks it up in the middle of the field, and we allow him to get free, and that's a tough one. He's a very good player and he's very shifty, but we have to try and keep him in front of us, and maybe we needed to double team him there. But
Dion and Who are still working on some rehab and finalizing some of that, so we'll get a chance to visit with them later on, but I've certainly talked to all of them, so I just want to make sure I was hitting all the bases with you.
All right, from football to football, there were a few players missing from week 1 of OTAs. As you just heard DQ say, Julio Jones, Grady Jarrett, Vic Beasley, and Deion Jones, they were not in attendance. Q didn't seem worried, though. Mandatory minicamp isn't until mid-June. These guys have some time to get there. While we know Julio and Deion are rehabbing, Quinn told us Beasley is doing his own workouts. And as far as Grady goes, he signed his franchise tag this offseason. And, you never know. He may skip out on the offseason program altogether. I'm sure he wants a deal done at some point. If not this season, they'll have to do it next offseason. We'll definitely keep you updated on that. But, we're not just done talking about Falcons, are we, Fred?
Not at all. His coach always says, you don't show up for practice, it's going to be tough to play, and that's how guys get hurt. And that's just the start of the Falcons OTAs. We've got more coming up. We're going to hear from Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, and more as the team goes through their offseason program.